What's up, guys? My name's Noah. I make music as Haterade here for Sonic Academy. I'm going to teach you guys how to make impact effects, and I'm going to show you guys a secret weapon to make them even bigger at the end. But we're going to break down the basics for building any impact effect and some cool ways that you can sort of accentuate them and make them a little bit more interesting. So an impact effect is essentially something that puts a big exclamation mark on a point in your song. Maybe you're transitioning out of your hook or your drop, or transitioning into the buildup. Any place that you want to put some emphasis, that's where impact effects really come into play. So impact effects come down to three things: the transient or the punch, the body, and then usually there's some sort of accent or character that the impact has. You could take or leave the accent, but it usually adds a little bit extra flavor and makes it a little bit more interesting. So the first part I have here, I got essentially the transient or the punch, and that's this kick right here. It's got a really tight transient, and it's clicky, and it'll really stand out in your impact. The next part I have is an acoustic kick drum. And the reason why I picked an acoustic kick drum is it has a little bit more tone and character to it, which the reverb that we're going to place on this thing will pick up. And then the last thing I have is just this little perk sound. And this is going to be that accent that I was talking about. Okay, so the first part, we're going to leave it alone. We don't need to do very much with this first initial kick sound. We need it preserved so it has that extra power when that impact hits. So all I'm really going to do, we'll just say we're going to give it a slight bump around here. And that's probably good. If we need to rebalance it later, we will. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a reverb on this guy. The pre-delay is okay since we have that punch there. It's going to sound like this is all one sound. So it's not gonna throw off the impact at all. So with both those elements, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sort of shape this a little bit. I'm going to roll off some of those highs and give a little bit of a boost on the lows. Okay, cool. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw on this accent here. I'm going to just throw on an echo. We'll bring that dry wet up a little bit, and we're going to actually put some reverb on this. Actually, what we'll do is we'll throw on that vintage verb in that same space. But we're going to bring the mix down to probably like 42%. So now all together, sounds pretty awesome. But we can group process these together a little bit. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue compression here. And then about 3 dB of makeup gain. You can see we're getting about 3 to 4 dB of gain reduction, and I'm adding that back in with the makeup gain. And then my secret weapon here, the kick tight. Kick tight is one of my favorite presets to use on anything bassy. It just adds so much power. So this is it before and then after. It's almost a little too aggressive there. Actually, I kind of like it. Yeah, I like it. We're going to stick with it. Okay, so one last thing you could do with your impact is you can resample it and then use it as a sweep to go into your impact. So check this out. I'm going to route the input to be resampling, hit arm, and then hit record. And then I'm just going to take a piece like right here, clip that out, move it over here, and hit reverse. Just hit R. And we'll move this closer there. And I'll have it a little bit lower in volume so we get the maximum impact when that impact hits. And there's your impact. And you could do this in a multitude of different ways. There's tons of different things. You can add some noise in there. This is just one way of many. So go out there, try it for yourself. And don't forget to check out sonicacademy.com. We have tons of tutorials, tons of great courses from all kinds of really talented producers. Go check it out. There's definitely something there for you. We'll see you in the next one.